Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
So let's look at where we're at. Some of the things that happened yesterday. I would rather more people who I know are going to tap in, hop on the call before we do the full review, because everybody's going to be asking me different questions. But our indices went. I mean, shoot, we had FOMC news yesterday at 2 p.m. Even just at first glance, this is S&P 500. This is our money zone from yesterday. Like how small this money zone is just like just an indication of like, oh yeah, like a breakout is coming. Like we're going to see more movement on S&P than just this little, you know what I mean, bit of action that we see right here. But let's look at pretty much the trades that we were looking at yesterday. So yesterday during our call, we're like right around this region. And even after our call, we were talking about if price were to break this high right here at 440. These are literally, I haven't touched this chart since yesterday. So this is exactly where everything's been. So 445, 3.67 is about where we were looking to see if we could find a buy on S&P if price were to break that zone. And notice how it didn't break it. Like look at my mouse right here. This is the 5-minute candles. We had one 5-minute candle get close to breaking it, and then everything else under that was bearish. So it's like it kind of showed us it wanted to do something, but then it didn't. And then this was FOMC. So FOMC news was yesterday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. We talk about it often. Y'all know the money zone ends at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. So the next 4 hours after the money zone is still New York session. And you see here that this is about 2, had a fake up and then a nice drop here, cracking under this is our Asia session low from the previous day. So this low was created from right here, which is our Asia session low of the previous day before yesterday's call. And then now, once price broke under, and here's a couple things to take from this, because some might have entered the trade right here. And this is actually, it's a really good example. So let's say price came, we saw this fake out up from the news, and then you get a strong close under our line from yesterday, our money zone. Our Asia session low, ASL. I'm gonna start using the acronyms, ASL from low, from yesterday. Once this happens, that's a trade. Like I would have hopped if I was like actively paying. I had a haircut yesterday at 2 o'clock, but if I was actively paying attention on the chart right here, I would have entered this trade as soon as this candle closes and we had this strong bearish activity here. Now, here's where your stop loss is and how much you're comfortable with is just so very important, because even on the video, they were talking about just once you have your stop loss set, you don't move it. And once you kind of make that determination, you are already accepting, okay, I'm willing to risk X amount per trade or X amount. So you see here, once price closed, you would have probably went into a little bit of profit here, 30, 40 pips. I wouldn't have moved my stop loss up into profit yet. And then price comes and hikes back up for about 100 pips in the negative. It didn't go above the high of where the spike was at, but it went about 100 pips in the negative from where our entry would have been at. So you have options in this scenario. And again, we talk about this often. So what are our 3 options when we talk about working out on my stop loss? If I enter the trade right here, you have 3, you really have 4, but your 3 options are you put your stop loss above the moving average, which would have been in this scenario from right at the end of this green candle to right here would have been 75 pips. And you would have got hit in that scenario once price came and came back up the 100 pips. So you could have done at the moving average. You could have done at your previous high, which is about 160 pips right here, or you put it above the zone. And the high and the zone are very close. So they're already like 20 pips apart. So the high and the zone are usually a little more further than that, but you could have chosen either one as far as your stop loss. And this would have been an extremely profitable trade both ways. The only way you'd have got stopped out on this is if you would have put your stop loss above the moving average, which is usually the most tight of the 3 options. And then you can also, Nate does this as well. When you have your breakout zones identified, you can just do like if let's say we're talking to somebody who's brand new, newbie, they don't know enough about trading to kind of make that determination. You just tell them for S&P, you go 50 pips above where your line is at. So like where your breakout zone is. When you take the trade, you can put it your stop loss 50 pips above for S&P, 100 pips above for NAS, and 200 pips above for US 30. And that's just, okay, if I don't know anything, how can I get a relatively reasonable stop loss? You just go boom from your breakout zone and then count up your number of pips of where it is that you want it to be at. So for NAS, I think 100 pips is fair, S&P 50, and then US 30, 200. So I'm literally just trying to break this down for y'all. Y'all can see this. And then we had another opportunity to catch a trade here as well. So your first opportunity is breaking this Asia session low. So boom, you could have gotten in here, you'd have been in about 100 pips of DD, and then it continued to drop. And if you could have got in the second time here with no DD, and it would have continued to drop. Now, secondly, this red line that's down here, this is our strategy 4 from yesterday. So this is the money zone low of the previous day that happened right here. And again, I like this style of just reviewing the trades that could have went down yesterday. So we just get into a rhythm of everybody seeing what we're looking for, what opportunities are going to be there, and catch them more. So that's what work for somebody. No problem. So y'all see here, this is our strategy 4 zone. And again, we're going to break S&P down first always. So we see right here, this is our strategy 4 zone. As soon as you see a strong break over, and again, this candle might not have done it for you. You might not have liked that one. I would have probably taken it off of that candle, but that's a strong break over. And you see, you would have had how much drawdown? You ended right after that. You would be, your max drawdown would have been 65-ish pips. For S&P in that scenario, and then price continues to drop. You had an over 300 pip drop. So your stop loss in this scenario, you have options. Again, there was no zone. That's right here. So your zone wasn't a part of it, but you could have done your moving average, your previous high, or just do the 50 pips. I like the previous high and the previous zones the most, because sometimes you'll get wicks up in that area that are just meant to take you out before price really shows in what direction that it wants to go. I know, I peeped that, Martin. I missed them too. So it wasn't just you. So both of these trades, this is your strategy 3 that you could have had a trade in on S&P yesterday, and your strategy 4 that you could have had a trade in on yesterday, literally playing out. And it's also in direct favor of the trend. We're in a downtrend right now, a short-term downtrend for S&P 500. So it's in that pretty much all your indices. So that would have been 2, boom, boom, good trading opportunities to take there. And again, I want you guys comfortable enough to do that. I know, yeah, we going there next, Martin. You already know we got to start off with the NAS, though. Make sure we can protect everybody's account. Yes, we can take a look at the index and EU, brother Nick. I got you. All right, so let's go here to US 30. I should have probably clicked on NAS first, but it's all good. So US 30, and again, I try not to trade US 30 as much on these calls, because you just got to have, like, for me, you need to have $1,000 in your account to just drop a point on one with US 30. Like, you want to have room and space for the trades to play out. So this is US 30. And again, look at this little behind money zone yesterday. It's like, bruh, like, I know a breakout is going to happen when you see just no, look at this total movement during the money zone yesterday. It was only, and again, I know it's not to say only, but it's 1,700 pips, which is not a lot for US 30 to go and move. So it was kind of obvious that a breakout was eventually going to happen. Obviously, near our news around 2 o'clock for FOMC kind of opened up the markets, and we started seeing things start to shake. So for here, this first line up here, and again, some of this was going on during our call yesterday. But again, just like S&P, this red line here would have been our London or our Asia session high. So this line right here that my finger is on, 35356, would have been our high Asia session from the previous day. And notice how, even though price shot up, it never broke that line and then continued to go ahead and melt. Now, your first entry would have been here for the strategy 3, which is this first line here. I'm not sure what the second one is. Let's get that one out of here. That was just a line from the day before. So this is our strategy 3 first entry here. If you wanted to take that right at the news, you could have. Now let's look at the pip count and for our entries and would have been at as we take a look at before we hop into today. So if you would have entered this trade right here, and again, this literally looks almost identical to S&P. Break, retest here, would have got a couple people out who started tight stop loss, and then a continuation flow. So here's your strategy 3. Here's your strategy 4, both entries to the south. Those are clean. Now, let me check NAS and then we'll jump into what's going on today. And Nick, I got you on the EU situation. We'll take a look. Nas. Nas a little uglier, but let's see what's up. All right, so for Nas, this is marked up from yesterday again. So this was our low of, this is our low of the Asia session for the previous day, right here, this line. So after the call, after probably about 1 o'clock, you had your first break. This break here on Nas, I definitely would not have taken this one with these wicks that are showing right off of the zone. This one is not as clean as the US 30 and the S&P one. The first breakthrough wasn't. And then now on the second one, when you get this strong closure here, that would have been the one that's more inclined to take. And then you see here, you get a really strong close below your strat, below your money zone low of the previous day. That's another trade, 2 trading opportunities. 1, 2, would have both could have had reasonable risk to reward and allowed them to flow. And again, with these trades, somebody's like, oh, Donta, where do you set your take profit at? Like for me, I want to close half my position at wherever my take profit's at. And then I want to let it ride. I want to slide my stop loss up and just let it rock out, because a lot of times you'll see with the indices that once they kind of pick their direction, they roll. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even this move right here from our strategy 3 breakout all the way down to this floor right here is 1,200, 1,300 pips. Realistically, my first TP is just 200 pips, 250 pips. So it's like I'll close half my position there and then stop loss and profit for the rest of the way. So that way, no matter what, I'm not going to lose that trade. And then if it rolls, I'll keep rolling and be able to maximize on what's going on. That's how you see a lot of people catching the big winners on some of these US 30s. Yep, no problem. I thought gold was going to head down too. I think somebody sent me a gold alert. All right, so let's jump into a few things. Raj, Nick asked me about EU first, so let's check on what's going on with the dollar. Actually, let's check our news. I think that we had some news at 8:30. Yep, nothing crazy, some orange folders. Philly, shout out to everybody from Philly. I don't know if Cash and Jackie on the call, but much love to the Philly folks, 215. But so we see here, we had that news, nothing crazy. And then you see your dollar, it's got a little bit of consolidation. For me personally, and again, this is your strat. And again, these strategies work across the board. It's just that with pairs, they move a lot slower. So here's your high of the previous day. You see you had a strong break over. Look at this gap though. Anytime you see a gap in the market gap, and it's kind of like when you guys are, for those who are on Nate's calls, it's like the imbalance zone. So you see the market make a huge impulse or imbalance. Like, not to say that it fills itself every time, but it eventually has to fill itself and fill these orders that are in this spot right here. So you'll see, I don't know what's going to happen today during this session, but the price is going to have to come down here and fill this, fill this gap up. Now for today, you haven't seen any arrows on the chart, and it's just kind of sitting at right at the moving average with nothing really going on. We're still in an overall uptrend right now. So this is the 15-minute on the US dollar index. So I'll be curious to see if either a zone pops up right here, Nick, and we'll start to get more bullish pressure once more volume comes into the market. If a green zone pops up here and potentially can shoot up, I wouldn't be looking. And again, for your strategy 3, this all is basically like, this is where the Asia session started. So this breaking point right here, it would make a lot of sense for price to come down. If it breaks this, to continue down, and then we'll see the GUs and the EUs rise at the world. But it looks like we're still going to ride out this uptrend. That shouldn't take too much longer for, I don't know how many candles you need for a zone to pop up, but it looks like we should see something there soon. Even if you go to the 5-minute, there's already a zone there. So we're just going to wait that out. I'll go bring up the EU chart though. We can look at it. Let me check the chat. How do you know? Yeah, I know that, Cash. It's my guy on the call. How do you know what news folder will have an effect on the market? You don't. You don't know which ones will have an effect. It's just when you're checking news, you're looking at the currency pairs. So for red folders with pairs that you're trading, and with the US dollar, if you look up the most commonly traded pairs in Forex, you'll find the Forex majors, which all have US dollar pairs in them. So if something crazy happens to the dollar, not to say that it like mandatory, every pair is immediately affected, but you'll usually see spikes and things like that across the board. When if it was like a red folder for JPY, you would only see JPY pairs affected. But with the US dollar, just because, you know what I mean, it's a lot of money trading in the market, richest countries, just makes, you know what I'm saying, makes sense. Let me go ahead and here's your buy on the 5-minute for the dollar index. But let's go look at EU real quick, and then we're about 12 minutes away from the New York Stock Exchange open. So let's break down what we're expecting on that front. One of the easiest ways too to introduce people to AIRO is literally bring a chart up like this and be like, dude, have you ever seen a chart like this? Do you know, like, do you understand what's happening right now? Most people will say no because it doesn't look like much at all. And then you throw AIRO on right in front of them. And then you're like, oh, yeah, cool. And then explaining them. Red means price going down, green means price going up. And then you take the trades in the direction of the arrows. People are like, what? It's just, you know what I mean? It's like a coloring book, makes it super easy. So here for EU, again, we're in a downtrend, obviously, because the dollar is in an uptrend. So EU is in a downtrend. Here, you would have had an entry shoot for anybody who missed this. You had two potential entries, or just one actually, for your strat 4 for EU. You could have taken this sell. It's not the cleanest. I don't love it. But EU, you're pretty much waiting to see what the dollar is going to give you. And just like the dollar is consolidating in that one area that looks like it's going to shoot up, you have consolidation in this area right now for EU, which is like if this red zone were to pop up here, we could be potentially looking at a bounce arrow go to the south. As far as the reversal and taking it to the upside right now, I wouldn't. That is just personal. I don't see enough to take it to the north side just yet. And even when we go to the higher time frames, everything is reading sell. Yeah, so I'll wait it out. I need to see a little more before I take that buy. You do have a couple bullish candles here, and then your moving average is just like prices at the moving average right now in each one. So we're going to see how things react here during the session. Any more questions? Anything I want to look at? I don't know why people try to call me when I'm on this call. I'm like, y'all know where I'm at. Oh yeah, Rod said gold. All right, so gold, I did see earlier, there was it looked like it's gonna be a nice sell. This is the 5 minutes. I'll trade gold in the 5 minute if I were to be taking bounce arrow goes. If you go to one time frame up, massive impulse candle here. Let's see, overall it's still technically bullish, but it's choppy. Yeah, I don't like gold at all. Like, I just look how price has basically been consolidating in the same, you know what I mean, channel for the last 4 days. So I haven't been taking any gold alerts as of recent. But I remember earlier today on the 5 minute, there was a red zone right here. And then you had this arrow and price looking like it wanted to flow down. And it did not. But gold is just very tricky. Very tricky. Right, exactly. So your first sell would have been here, and then it went back up. And look, dollar is starting to push. So for those in EU and GU, those sells should be starting to go. We're 9 minutes out from the open. Again, not everything. And if you look at, so let's talk about our indices now. So for indices, we're still, all the pre-market data is negative. It was negative yesterday, day before. All your pre-market data for Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ, all negative, negative, negative. Pre-market data on CNN, let's see, all negative across the board. So it's showing sells. Let's see chart work. Again, so you're low. We're already below both breakout zones. So I'll clean this up. So let's chart S&P right now, like we were looking at it for the first time. Our breakout zones have already been broken. So let's see. This is yesterday's money zone low. We're already hundreds of pips away from this breakout point. So we're 600 pips away, 60 pips away from this breakout point. So that strategy for today is not going to be valid unless you see price come shoot up and touch this line and come back down. So that would be there's nothing to take there. Now let's look at our low of the Asia session. You see this gap right here shows when that time frame change is. So looking at right here, is the low of the Asia session for yesterday for S&P. You see price broke that coming in the London session and just continue to drop down. So with now we know that all indices are long-term bullish. Like that is just based off the stock market. That's just the truth. So because of that, we try to time out when you're going to have a reversal. And again, here on the 4 hour for S&P, you see you have a nice wick here on the previous 4 hour candle, but it's like it's tough to take a buy when the setup isn't there yet. You are sitting on the zone here on the H1, but we would need to see some real pressure. And as far as breakouts, which is really what I'm only looking to trade, your breakout to take a buy, like your two lines would be all the first one, your strategy for S&P 500 to take a buy is like miles away. Like it's all the way up here. Boom, is your one. And then your second, as far as your high of Asia session, is right here. So this one is not that far away. So for the selling opportunities, nothing has created itself yet. So we were going to take one. It will be more off a bounce arrow go as opposed to a breakout, which we can still do. But for a buy, the first buying opportunity that I would probably take would be if it crosses 4404, which is about almost 300 pips from where price is at right now. So it's like we shall see, and we're waiting it out. So that's what I'm looking at for S&P. The setup should be similar for NAS and US 30. I don't plan on taking anything US 30. But let's look at NAS. Delete everything. I mean, we got 5 minutes to the open. And a lot of times the best moves happen kind of after the market calms down. So it's like after like the 9:30 open, then you'll see price kind of wake around for a little bit, and then around like after that to start to see some more direction and some more flow. Correct. So it might be setting up. Exactly. Let's see. So for NAS, breakout zones, strat 4s from yesterday, bang, bang. That's your high. That's your low of yesterday's money zone. Your high and your low of Asia session. Here's your high. And here's your low. So what I would like that I wouldn't mind at all is if NAS came and played around in this area, just kind of like we saw yesterday, where it shot up to the line, but it never actually broke through it. That would be good, because it's like sometimes you see the fake outs to up here to the north, and then price begin to melt down after it gets rejected off of this line here to continue down. So if I were to take a sell, that's what I would need for NAS 100 is price to come up in this region, be up in this area, and then we get a strong close off of it to go back down. That's what I look for the sell. For the buy, I wouldn't take a buy until we break 14,881. So this region here, the high, is what will be my first indication to take a buy. Mark US 30 on H4, respecting trend line on M30, slanted W formation, possibly going north. That sounds like a lot. I don't even trade trend lines like that anymore. A lot of times, all these lines, everything that you can draw up for technical analysis can be broken at any moment. So it's like, and especially with the indices, because they're based off of real data that's happening in the stock market. If somebody, if and this is just an example, but if the president or somebody would tweet something, or if, you know what I mean, one of the massive stock or one of the massive companies inside of the Dow for US 30 had like a scan, like it would destroy all your technical analysis immediately. So it's easier for me to trade off of momentum than technical analysis, or kind of like combining both. It's like a combination of fundamental, technical, and then momentum. But yeah, I'm not drawing on trend lines on US 30. So we are 3 minutes away. 3 minutes away. So for NAS, I like the NAS setup the most. This is our low right here for the Asia session for NAS. We get a retest of this low and a breakdown. That would be nice. It might not happen just on by 10 o'clock though. So I'll keep everybody updated. You want to stay in tune, in touch with the bad chat as well. But Nas and S&P. Massive downward push. So it's like I would love to catch a clean buy, but it's got to be correct. You don't want to just take it because you think that. So here's my Asia session high. So for US 30, that's funny that it's right at the $3,500 point or $3,500 price, but that would be what I want to see broken for me to be looking for a buy for the 30. Now for a sell, I want to see price kind of respect off of this line and then shoot down. If the market opens and it just shoots down, then it's just going to shoot down, and I wouldn't have a trade today. But some of these trades after yesterday for FOMC were just beautiful, and totally missed out on that. Yeah, on the 5-minute for US 30, you can already see it. You already have an up arrow on for a potential bad strategy here, but you're trading against the trend. So right now you're looking at, on your short-term time frames, a downtrend for the 30. So until the neckline gets broken, even this little mini neckline here, I wouldn't even take this until we see some more pressure to let me know it's valid, or else there's going to be a lot of people taking it up and it can go back down. The same way yesterday that people were thirsty to take a buy right here. Look where my mouse is at. Right here, you saw two fat candles. This one here on the 15-minute, the next one here on the 15-minute. That's showing you, oh yeah, cool. We got relative W here, price fake out low, and then I want to take it to the north, and you would have got stopped out. Yeah, bro. But you gotta like saying sometimes it's so subjective. Sometimes, you know what I mean, price will shoot up 1,000,000 points and shoot back down. Sometimes isn't good enough for me. I've lost so many trades that it's like I'm only looking for certain things, or else I could care less, because at the end of the day, that's the kind of comfort that you want to have with your strategy. If you kind of changing things up, or sometimes this, or it looks like that, or whatever, I'm looking for very specific what I want, because I'm winning well over probably like I'll show you guys some more data, but just from my own looking at the trades that I've been taking, my winning percentage is just so much higher trading the breakouts than it is leveraging some of the technical analysis and things that I've learned for years. I want to see price come higher before I take it. We just cracked the open though, so let's see what's up. Price is starting to shoot. Let's go. I like it on S&P too. S&P and Nas are a little closer to our potential buy zones than US 30, but it looks like it's starting to give it to us. Okay, zone just disappeared. The neckline we were just talking about here broke. Let's see if it gives us some flow. Oh yeah, you see how Dow was just at 1.1, now it's at 0.72. Little big swinging again. Look at these numbers going in our favor for the buys. So let's see. And we're almost to the breakout zone here for Nas. I'm looking at entering around 1488. If we can get a strong close over. For S&P, I'm looking at getting in at 4404. Let's see. I hope they run. Like if they run up, that will be the answer. I'm bullish on indices long term across the board. It's just waiting. And we've seen so much selling pressure over the last couple of days. It's like, what's going on? But yeah, if you would have hopped in early, you'd have been up. But you want to wait, or I'm going to wait until I see just a clear breakout. But any questions, anything, shoot them in the chat as we wait to see what price is going to do. And remember, like, don't get caught up like yesterday. Yesterday on S&P, we were waiting for the breakout. Never gave the breakout, but I saw people in the trade. I'm like, y'all got in early. So yesterday, this was our breakout zone for S&P. And we hopped off the call. And then like 20 minutes later, I see a lot of people in the trade. And I'm like, well, it never broke, you know what I mean? Never broke price. So there wasn't a reason to actually hop in. What's up, Chris Hagerman? I see you on here. Chris Coley, bro, that's my guy. Corey's a dog. Brother Daniel, what's up? Doug, what's going on with y'all? Dylan's another bro. Dylan, you're brilliant, bro. I've been watching you in the Neo chat now since I've had Neo from day one. I'm like, this guy's on it. He knows what he's talking about. Much respect. Look like it's playing a little bit. So I'm waiting for one or two things to happen. If I'm going to take a buy, I want to see price break this neckline up here and show us that we're going to have a real flow. Looking for a sell, I want price to come in contact with this zone here and then show us selling pressure. So we'll see like bearish engulfing candles, an arrow to the south, like things like that from there. But until it's just a little choppy, and yeah, we'll wait and see what's up. Nah, yeah, I appreciate everybody on the call right now. Shout out to everybody who was on the launch call yesterday too. Had like 300 and I think I saw 340 people on that call, which is probably the most I've seen since I've even been in AP for any call across the board. There's a lot of heads, and it shows that that we're growing. And I know y'all got these free passes in y'all back office now too. Better use them things. US 30 is starting to shoot a little more than Nas is, and S&P. They're both S&P and Nas. Sorry, S&P and US 30 are getting close to our spots. It's a nice, good candle there on the 5 minute though. If we get this broken, we should have clear skies. Just no reason to jump early. Okay, Nas. So Nas is right at that point to where this is the low of yesterday's Asia session. So I hope she runs through that, and then we'll be only like 150, 200 pips out from the real zone that'll let us know if I'm taking this up or not. We go to the H1. Nice candle here on the H1 for Nas and indices across the board. Just want to see it fill and actually close. But now, if we look on the 1 minute for Nas, it touched this region here to where like that would be, I would love a sell off of this zone here. So you want to wait and just see where these next couple of candles close. But yeah, I've been just trading these indices every day now. It's like certain things you look at to not get tricked out, to not get faked out, not letting my thirst to get in the market make me pull the trigger too early or go against my bias or what my personal rules are of how that works. And tightening up on those things has really leveled up my entire trading career even more. And this is stuff that I've learned after making hundreds of thousands of dollars already in the market. Disclaimer, my bad. So now you got a bearish close right here. I know Nate will take this for the sell right off of the, once you get a bearish close here on the 1 minute. I want to see if we can get our candles to turn. It's a little too early. I haven't seen enough yet to decide whether or not I want to pull it. But I like the respect off of this line here. If it's not going to like blow through that and break this zone and take it up. So I'm just going to be patient and play it out. Am I making sense for everybody who's on the call? Y'all understand what we're looking for, what's going on? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all understand what's happening indice wise, and just figuring out where we're going to take a trade. Make sure. Daniel, Jazz, Raj, Brad, Petit, George, Julian, Nick, you be killing me, bro. I love you, man. Lewis, Looney. What's up, Win? Doug, Dr. Jeff. Perfect. All right. Cool. I just be making sure y'all be just talking and know nothing be going on. Y'all don't be in the chat. So I don't know what's going on. So you see, price came and touched our line for Nas, and now it looked like it rejected off of it. It's a little early to pull the sell. It's a little early. I like it, but we should see this continue. If we're gonna see downward movement on Nas, it's gonna drop it's gonna be a drop. Like both of these two green zones are gonna get smashed if Nas is gonna be bearish for the day. So I'm not tripping on trying to get the most super of sniper entries. We get a down arrow on Nas that will give you a valid bounce arrow go to the south. But I at least want to see this 5-minute candle close. At least. Let's go see what's going on else in the world though. S&P, similar. S&P never touched the zone. This is why I like the Nas one a little better right now. So S&P never came and actually touched where the Asia Session low was at. So it's not as I like it a little more on the Nas end. No problem. And George, if you need help getting your charts up, you want to get on Nathan's developer insight calls. I believe somebody help me. I believe that they're on Monday at 9 CST. I'll send George, if you message me on Telegram, I'll send you his last call, but he does a call every week to going over all the basics, making sure everybody's charts are set up, stuff like that. And then the company has 2 onboarding calls every week as well to help you basically with all the beginner stuff and to making sure your accounts are all set up. And then we also have live support in the back office. So if you look on the back office and go to the bottom right, you'll see help or like a question mark. And then they have 24-hour live support too for anybody. That's across the board for anything. No way, Raj. The developer insights call, that had to be on like Monday or Tuesday. It definitely wasn't today. And it's maybe I'm off, but I swear it's on Monday or Tuesday. Gold sell. That's what you was looking for right there, Raj. For all those who were asking me about gold, you got a bounce, you got AIRO. This zone right here is a little too close for a clean one, so I'll stay away. But gold has just been choppy. Like I have not been a fan of trading gold recently. S&P, where's Nas? Nas, 5-minute candle closed here. You did get the wick. Tempted to hop in and take this sell right now. We're gonna see though. I lost my hat from gold, demon. Y'all are funny. How you call gold a demon? Y'all are crazy. Yeah, gold. I mean, these indices don't care about our feelings either, though. So you can get your feelings hurt trading these indices. It's just that your lots probably can't even go that big on the indices as opposed to gold, where you can lot up and then get punched in the mouth. There we go. So candles just started turning red here on the 1 minute, and we got under the moving average on the 1. I would like an arrow or a is pretty much giving me what I want. Yeah, especially with this wick here and showing down. Just need a little more confluence, and we can take this down. And even look at the wick here that's forming on the 15-minute. Wow, for those who are slightly higher time frame traders. Let's see how this 15-minute candle closes. And again, if it's going to drop, it's going to drop. So I'm not tripping on having to got my entry up here. It's just still a little early. I see y'all in the chat questions, comments, concerns. Got about 20 minutes left. Monday at 9, right? Okay, bet. No doubt. So what's his name? George. Monday at 9 is Nate's calls. You can watch the replays too on YouTube. Shout out to Auvoria Prime for just keeping all our communication and stuff as best as they can. They have everything on. All of our calls are immediately put on YouTube within like hours. Like yesterday, Jackie's call from 5 a.m. was on YouTube when I got on my call. I'm like, sheesh, y'all got folks working hard behind the scenes. No problem. We look at we looking at GU right here too. GU could have been a strat 4 yesterday. The strategy for this is GBP USD. One of my more favorite forex pairs to trade. Bottom of the money zone from yesterday. Price broke that. You could have taken that trade there. And then even on top of that, you have a strategy 3 here as well. With the low of Asia session, price broke it. Could have taken 2 different selling opportunities here on GBP USD. I think some people were in that. Nah, no problem, right? Like that's the thing. And that's what I tell people too, is like the confidence of like, just what am I looking for? What am I like that those things are they're more important than taking a signal or taking a trade that somebody calls out. It's actually like having an understanding and being able to make a decision. Like by yourself, get into more of a flow. That's why I tell people, like, now when you learn the strategies, now you want to take trades on your demo accounts. Like even if you're a little nervous, like, is this a breakout? Is this a strong close? Is this get your reps up by actually really putting the trades on your demo accounts, and it'll really be a game changer for you. Promise. Thanks, Lewis. I'm gonna make a better one. Like I liked it, but I feel like I could have been a little clearer and my screen was a little blurry. So I'm gonna record another one now that we have AP Social and all that. I'm gonna make another video going over just the breakouts in better detail and with more specific information that I feel like people will get value from. Yeah. But it's basically the same stuff we're going over on my calls. Like I want to keep this simple. And again, look here for S&P. Never came down or anything. We're still sitting in the same region. If it breaks up and we get above this line, we're looking for the bullish pressure. Yeah, I was just talking to a guy named Eric a couple of days ago. Guy's like, man, I've been trading my demo account for 90 days. I can show you my win-loss record. I've kept the same lot size. He kept the same lot size on every trade for 90 days. It's impressive. Like a lot of people can't do that on demo account because you see it, you know it doesn't mean anything. So you want to put 10 lots on it as opposed to trading it like you would your real account. And it's one of the best pieces of advice like I've ever gotten is to like trade your. And again, shout out to one of my one of my best friends, Jason Stewart too. He was one of the first people I've seen like trade a demo account with 10,000 or 20,000 and treat it serious, like same lot size every entry, same breakdowns for his charts, like do the same thing and repeat that for 6 months. No live trades, all demo, but actually documenting every single trade, actually really going over the whole. And this is something that changed his whole trading career, helped him become who he is today. But I learned a lot from watching him go through that and be like, okay, cool. I need to take my practicing serious. Like if I was in the gym, I'm trying to be a pro athlete. What do I look like? They're not going to like the game's not going to start. And they're going to put a jersey on you and you're going to go out on the court. It's like, no, what is happening in practice? What is happening in your repetition? What is like most people just want to get in. They're like, oh yeah, I want to go live first day and take whatever trades you guys call out and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I get that. I'm not mad at that. It's just the true getting it and the true confidence will come with your practice and with your study. Looks like S&P is shooting a little bit, might get closer. And again, this first line is just the Asia session low. So that's not it. The real play is breaking through the this second breakup here, which is our Asia session high from yesterday. And it's funny because it's like, even if you read the details on strategy 3, you're not supposed to take that against the trend. So this is a counter trend buy potentially warming up here. So you guys want to know and understand that your trades will flow better when you take them all with the trend. But given the scenario, gotta take what's available, man. When next week, so all of our calls next week, no more Zooms. We'll all be on AP Live, AP Social. I actually already tested it. We could have won live winner today. S&P looks like it wants to do it for us. It really does. She breaks through these red zones here. That is a plus. Big green wick here on a 15. We get this break. I think we'll be bullish then. No reason to take it too early though. Definitely not in a rush. Worried more about my win percentage than how many trades are in there. Yep, so trade room calls start tomorrow. S&P is close. Where's Nas at? Nas should have been even closer. Yeah, here we go. Yes, a little fake out. We're right at the Asia session low here for Nas. We want to see it break that and get up here. If it doesn't, I'm good on the buy. Same with US 30, same across the board. Everything is there. All three are relatively doing the same thing. 1:48. We got 12 minutes left. Let's see what's up. On good question, Raj. He asked, how do I buy the trade room access? So you can't get it right now. It's basically like, you know how you can change your software for the expert advisors every week. So it's like we had to wait until the weekend before anybody could upgrade to the new trade room. So on Saturday, Friday night or Saturday, I forget which one. I will double check on that as well. We'll put the announcement out everywhere, but it'll be in your back office when you try to go to the trade rooms. It'll hit you with a pop-up like, okay, you can't have access until you upgrade your subscription, and you upgrade for the $50, and then you get in. So it'll be in like the shop. Everybody who has AIRO is going to get the pop-ups and all that stuff when you try to log in the trade room to just go in and buy it, I believe. I'll make sure we drop a video on that, Raj. Thank you. Not enough though, man. This is why I don't want to take a trade too early, because it's like if I'd have took, like, I'll be frustrated if I was in this trade right now and it's not like decided what's going on. I'm like, bro, like, we going up, we going down, what we doing? But I will just be patient, because once you get the break of certain zones, it's just much more confident in where the trades are going. Only thing that's trash is that we already broke the two selling opportunities. So we already broke the strategy 4 zone, and we already broke the strategy 3 zone. So it's like, if the price is going to continue down on the downtrend, finding an entry will be a little difficult. We're looking for a bag strategy, bounce or go. And again, realistically, price has stayed in this range this whole time. Exactly. Facts, right? Just a lot of wicks, but they definitely tell a story. You're 100%. And again, bumping up to the higher time frames makes things a little easier. So even on a 15, we got a wick right off of that zone. You got another one right here. So it's like, if price closes under this zone again, I like to sell. I believe that it will drop more than it's going to rise, depending on how this candle closes. Because you see here, you're getting touches off of this zone, and we're already in a downtrend. It's just like, I need it clear. You know what I'm saying? It's not clear. So if we're going to take a buy, it's not clear enough here for me to take a sell, which means the buy is still on the table. Actually, if y'all want to read something funny, go read my, I made a post like probably on Monday of a couple of trades I took, like $2,500 I made. And at first, the first 2 trades are both buys on NAS 100, and they evened themselves out. And then the next trade is a sell on NAS 100, which I did 500 pips on in profit. And this guy was commenting on the Facebook post, like basically saying, like, why did you take the buy if the sell was a move and the sell was so clear and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, I got no issue changing my bias. Like right now, I don't have a bias. The truth is that we're in a downtrend on the slower time frames, and we're always in an uptrend on the higher time frames. So I don't have necessarily a direct bias right now. I just take what I see. So at first, the buys lined up correctly, and I took those, and we broke even. And then the sell lined up correctly right after that, and I took the sell, and the sell ended up breaking through and going. So it's like, but he was basically saying like, how do you have different biases or different opinion on the same pair on the same day? And I'm like, bro, because there was different information when I took the first trade than when I took the second one. But it's just funny, because it's like you want to see and be confident, like, okay, cool, this is what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for a buy opportunity, this is what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for a sell opportunity, or you only take trades with the trend. So like, meaning that I wouldn't take a buy in this scenario under no circumstance, because right now the trend, we got all these red zones, it's down. So if I operate by that mentality and I'm only taking sell opportunities, you're probably going to have a slightly higher win percentage, but you are going to take less trades in that scenario and miss out on some good ones, because the indices, once they break some of these zones, they'll run and they'll give you enough to get what you're looking for. So just different, I'm rambling, but it's just different mindsets and different approaches to how we look at this. I hope this is making sense to y'all. See some new names on the call. What's going on? Much love. Again, I'm liking these wicks around this area. I told y'all this. Like, this is when we first started the call and price was down here. I'm like, I wouldn't, if the price just dumped for the sell, I would miss out. The only way I would get an opportunity is if price came and touched this region up here and then went down, because this is our retest zone from the Asia session low. So it's like that would be the only way I would get in. So we got that, which is good. Now we're waiting for some real selling pressure to see if we can ride that wave. You got 7 minutes left though, y'all. Hit me with the questions now. Sometimes I hop off the call and my DMs be just going too crazy. Correct, Lewis. Questions, comments, concerns. Again, we'll be live on the AP Social platform after this weekend. So it'll go into the next week. We got no more Zooms. If y'all were smart, again, we're going to be on Zoom. I believe Cash is going to be on Zoom today and Nate tonight. So anybody is open and can come on those Zoom calls right now. And then next week, we're switching it up. So if you got some prospects, some people you want to like expose them to, get them on the call and tell them what's going on. But you can plug them in and they can see what's going on for the next day or two. Oh, negative, no call today. Say less. Cash said y'all got him messed up. Makes sense to me. And again, a whole lot of chirping, but nothing has actually happened. Like we're literally still sitting in the same spot. Yeah, he's been cooking, bro. I'm trying. I told Cash, I just sent Cash my Cash app. I said, bless me, bro. I'm like, I'm seeing what y'all doing over there. Let me hold it down. Let me send you a little Bitcoin address or something. All right, the 30 is right here. Okay, bet. I see S&P is close, man. Just had a strong bullish close above our Asia session low. If we get a break above this one, it breaks through these little zones here, take that. Just to confirm, Asia session low should be on the money zone start of the London session for indices. Should be on. Yes. Okay. That money zone start. I was confused about what you were saying. So yeah, basically that's not technically the low though, Alex, because let's say that price right here was down here and then it came up and started London session right here. This would still be your low. Like right here, this right now is the low, not like the low is 4393, not necessarily 4395, which is where the money zone started. You know what I mean? Say less. He's Cash a new strategy PDF on the way as we speak. I actually got to create some new slides too, some new stuff. We're gonna make like anybody not in AP Social is gonna be sick. Like you're gonna miss out on a lot of sauce. But yeah, so Alex, does that make sense? So like it's not like every time is it the start of the London session. It's basically the lowest point from the London session to when the session change happened. So whatever was the lowest point, if that's the start, then that's the start. But if not, it's all good. All of our indices are playing off of those lines. I appreciate everybody hopping on. Listen, we back next week. We on AP Social. If y'all need help upgrading over the weekend, reach out. It's going to be a little new, be a little anything that's new always causes people confusion and stuff like that. Just know we're all in this together, that we've been working really hard to put this stuff behind the scenes. Even releasing the trade rooms was a big deal and going through some of the humps and hurdles of that. And now we're to the point where things are really about to be official. Again, y'all can share you can bring anybody on to AP to have access to the trade rooms for 7 days now. So all of you guys have those extra passes in your back office. Let's actually use them things and help some folks get exposed to what is it that we have going on here. I promise I will continue to teach objective strategies, things that I try to make as simple as possible for somebody who may not have a ton of trading experience. If you are experienced, again, you're going to be a little bit more comfortable on these calls than others, but I'm super grateful for everybody here. I hope that y'all all have a great remainder of your day and stay safe. So I can tell, I appreciate you, boy. I appreciate you, Raj. Raj, you on every call too, man. Shout out to you, bro. Everybody, hope that y'all have a great remainder of y'all Thursday. Stay safe out here. And I will catch y'all on my call next week. Appreciate you, Win.